dynamics of B2B marketing. It's also something I have loved about working in B2B. It can also be challenging, but I think it's something that everyone needs to understand. There was something that happened some time ago. So we're running an outbound campaign to a target account for an ABM campaign that we're running. And so one of the persons that the campaign landed to in the organization was sort of a sales leader within the organization. And the sales leader says, "Oh, we don't need this. It's not where we are. If you look at us, you should know that this product, it's not something that we need. If we're done our research and everything." And had conversations and someone say, "Oh, take them out of the funnel. They don't belong there." Not that I was like, "Nah, educate this person, keep educating them, keep showing them that, there's value here for you to use this product and all of that." And it was that person that sent the one of the campaigns that again we run targeting the organization. It was that same person that sent the campaign to the head of marketing to say, "Hey, why shouldn't we reach out to these guys and have a conversation to them? They seem to be able to do this." And this took somewhere about 3 months to be able to achieve. And one day, boom, the head of marketing books a meeting with the organization. Another example I've had about this is that we launched a campaign, and then it was sort of a workplace campaign, did everything, did the presentations and all of that, and everything went cold. And about 10 months later, the head of department says, "Hey, can you please come? We want to have a presentation." I had a presentation, and then the salespeople went to meet them. And after that meeting that evening, they requested for the details, the breakdown of the payment details and all of that. And then they sent contract review, and it was signed. I've had another experience where in this particular experience, so you kept meeting someone at an event, they kept coming to your booth to have conversations, you kept meeting them, trying to say, "Oh, we should work together, we should do this together." They kept downloading your PDFs, different PDF, reading your PDF, and they didn't do anything. Now, one day they book a meeting, you have the first level meeting, the CEO was there and everything, and then they go cold. And then all of a sudden you launch a campaign. That this was like 6 months later, you launch a campaign announcing a partnership with somebody, and then they come and demand the meeting, and then the meeting has to do a different presentation on a new case of your products that they need now. And all that. So B2B can be very tough. Obviously, every aspect of marketing, but one of the things about B2B it teaches you is that quick wins are great, but those quick wins can be different in a different way. There's so much that you can learn from that. You need patience. You need to continue to ask questions. You need to continue to understand your customer. Pushing out work campaign and getting a ready to buy client, and then they pay that the signed document is great, but that's not usually the case, because again, there's a buying committee. The business needs to really ascertain, is this value? Would this transform our organization? The business needs to check, would our people use this product? Would it help them, again, deliver value for the business, maybe to their own clients and all of that, especially when you want work in a company that serves, so you're serving a business and they're serving consumers as well. So it's B2B is a very tough space, whether it's even for not just marketing but also B2B sales. And but that's also what makes it interesting, because again, when that deal then gets signed, after all those rigmarolling, after all those experiences, it teaches you something else. You learn something about that process, and then take those learnings into the next one that you're
Well,
continuing to push to get
I kind of
results.
agree with that. I help guys that work in B2B, and they say I'll be following up with a client for 4 months. And I was like, can I do this? You know, me that I'm used to sales, I'm used to putting up the ads, putting the product up, bam, bam, bam. The campaign is running, ads is coming in every day. And when it comes in every day, no, that's not it. I don't think that's the side of marketing I
Yeah.
want to go into. But I really expect you to play in the
Yeah, I mean, everybody has something
best.
that works for them. So if you figure out your own, there's no need to worry about the other one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I look like, okay, as a content marketer, I try to look at what will I be doing for that 9 months? Like, what will I be put? Because I can't imagine what will I be talking about? You can't chase. I don't think you can chase virality in that space. Like, our content should go viral. The content marketing dynamics will just be different. It's it's not about,
Yes,
uh,
absolutely, absolutely. You're constantly engaging your audience. You're constantly finding out what questions that they have. With every meeting that you join with sales, you're constantly paying attention to understand how do you communicate the value proposition better. You're constantly looking for PR opportunities. You're constantly looking for partnership opportunities, to partner with someone that is maybe in your industry to be able to spotlight your brand into the eye line of this other target clients that you're looking for. So it's that constant
uh-huh.
grinding, trying to
A
it's a
different
different
world.
it's a different
It's
type of marketing, to be honest.
honestly,
Yeah, the same tactics, the same rules, and all of that. They can be similar, sometimes they can be the same, but how they apply
it's different.
sometimes
It's different.
slightly, well, not slightly,
It's different.
hugely different. Yes, yes,
It's
yes.
different. It's different. Akuma. There's a big difference between both.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Is that why you said? Is that why
Yeah.
you said if you build a B2B tool, a business tool in Africa, and you want people to pay to learn it, that you're a serious person? Is it your B2B experience that showed you this? You've worked with people across and
So if you build a B2B brand and you're asking marketers or
mm,
salespeople to pay the brand to learn how
mm,
to use your tool, yeah, I think yes. So again, obviously, I've worked with a couple of B2B brands that has been across different multiple markets in Africa. So one of the things is that in so obviously, again, product adoption can be slow because of the market dynamics of the African
mm,
markets, right? Now, if you are a product that whether marketers or sales actually use, and then you go and create sort of a knowledge base for people to learn how to use your product. One of the fantastic things you can do immediately is to have it as an open
mm,
source program. Teach people, let them get in, start using it, and then start seeing that your product is fantastic, it's amazing, and then start sort of building adoption with them in their different companies, so that it's easy for them to see that this product is fantastic, it helps us solve a problem, and then they can start trying to, with all your marketing that you're doing, start trying to convince their employer to say, hey, we need this product, we can actually deliver more value with this product. Now, when you try to get the people, the professionals that will use that product to deliver value in their companies, to say, hey, this training I'm creating for this product, I want you to pay me to use. You then have to pay me for the training. I mean, come on, you're not Adobe. You shouldn't really do that. I mean, if you look at the likes of HubSpot, the reason all of us as marketers really know them and they go to is because of the knowledge base
mm.
that they've
Yeah.
created online, whether it is across social media, whether it's across email marketing, whether it's across paid advertising, whether it's across, marketing strategy. You can really go to HubSpot, learn a thing or two, and that can quickly impact you. And if you look at in this age and time, other tools that are really important to marketers like Clay, they're doing a similar thing. They're doing constantly educating their community, and a whole lot of them. So I feel like for products that are then gating that knowledge, I don't want to mention names. It doesn't really help you
I
as a
know,
brand.
right? I know, right? It doesn't. People need to.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that one of my marketing colleagues said is you should be ready to throw away so that you can get back most of the time. not just
Yeah.
in marketing.
Yeah. Well, not
Yeah,
necessarily throw away in the sense of
yeah,
being careless
no.
about it, because I mean there's always
Mhm,
budgetary constraints. It's being Gary V, who is a very great
mhm,
thought leader in marketing, calls it jab, jab, jab,
mm,
hook, right? So what he's saying is give value,
mm,
and then you sell.
mm,
Give value, you sell. And if you even look at the concept of it, even
mm,
from boxing, you will see that boxers don't just, I mean, the best of the best, they don't just come out,
mm,
banging. It opens them up to
mhm,
weakness and weak
mm,
spots, right? So it's that is that tactic and strategy of jab, jab, jab,
mhm,
give, and
mm,
you hook. He even has a fantastic book about it, and it breaks down how you can give and give and give and give from a content perspective before you then
so,
start to sell, because people already have buying, they believe in
mhm,
your brand, they trust that you can deliver value, they trust that you have knowledge that helps them, and it makes it easy for them to buy into, which also was why recently I was saying that a lot of creators, they start to sell too
really,
early. You haven't built impact for a period of time that helps people build trust, that helps you build visibility. All of a sudden you just maybe made a viral post, and then you want to maximize the moment. Building the product is easy. It's actually then selling it and having
yeah, right.
buying to sell it, that and continue to sell it, that is really hard.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
absolutely.
Thank you for pointing that out. I really hope